Mike Moore Media, the first place to hear Rockingham County news and information.
Our monthly Madison Update is sponsored by Madison Pharmacy and Home Care, Den River Insurance Services, The Mad Bean, and JDK Automotive. More about these fine businesses in a moment, but right now on the line, the mayor of Madison, David Myers. Hey, Mayor.
Hey, Mike, how you doing? And good morning and blessed day to everybody that's out there. You know what I mean? You and I were just talking earlier, if you're going to get something done, I'm up at 5:30 every morning and try to get out and get it done before the heat wave hits us.
That's the best time of the day, isn't it?
It is. I believe in the almanac to a certain extent, but I'm not so sure they got it right this time because it talks about temperatures in July being 4 degrees below normal. I don't think so.
No. I think we'll reevaluate that. Yeah. Well, bring us up to date. What's happening around the town of Madison, sir?
Well, I mean, we've got some new businesses open up. We got the winery coming in down there where Gia's going. There's going to be another wine place where you can go sit in and have a drink of wine or whatever else. That'll be a compliment to the Dave's microbrewery that's down there. Mavis's is working out, real well. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're waiting on this week to hear what the governor's going to do. If we're going to stay in phase 2 extended, or he's going to open it up. My intel tells me that it's probably going to be another extension of phase 2 because while he's looking at the numbers, and you can make math work any way you want. What I would like to look at is the numbers week by week, day by day, that shows either an increase or a decrease or a flat line. I don't like looking at the numbers that show these totals because that doesn't tell the truth of what you really are trying to evaluate. So I wish they would get away from that. At the end of the day, when you're doing an after action or a hot wash up, that type of number, that's great. Okay, from start to finish, we had 10,000 cases. Okay, that's fine. However, week by week, this is what it did. And that's what I would like to see right now that I think would be a better information for the community out there. But my gut tells me that we're probably going to see him extend maybe for another couple of 3 weeks, phase 2. I don't know what he wants to call it, phase 2, 2.0 or 2.5 or what.
All right.
But, and getting to the point where it's, honestly, Mike, I read The Pandemic of 1918, a really good book. I mean, it was like looking into a crystal ball of what we're doing right now, because in 1918 they did everything that we're doing right now. They just didn't have the science and the technology that we have right now. And it lasted for 2 years. And when I heard on the news the other day, they were talking about, well, how long do you think we'll have to wear the mask? And there was comments, well, near term, we're probably looking at 1 to 2 years. And no kidding, it took till 1920, 2 years later, before they finally got out of that whole thing, of the pandemic of 1918.
Yeah.
So, and maybe we won't have to last that long because we're a little bit, we're smarter because we got more education going on right now, more technology, and not that we're any better. They just didn't have it at the time. But I think with if they get a vaccine coming up to by the end of the year or the first of the year, that timeline may be shortened. So we're all watching that. Got to be careful what you do around the town, going into the stores, and please wear the mask and because I still see a lot of people, and sometimes I catch myself. I get out of the truck and forget it, and I got to go back. So,
yeah. But
we're doing pretty good. There's housing developments that's going all around Madison right now throughout a zip code. I mean, Greensboro, it's coming this way, and so with that, that increases population, that increases the tax base, and that makes it more appealing to bring more businesses into the area. So we'll see how all this pans out.
Well, yes, there are negatives, but, I'm the eternal optimist, and there are positive things happening. You're mentioning the new businesses in Madison and the housing, and so there are some good things happening. We just look around us.
Yeah, I mean, the old Kmart building is moving forward. Probably they're looking at late fall to maybe early spring, but they're put a new roof on it. The Roses is going to go in there. I forget the name of the other store that's going to go in. It's kind of like a Mervyn's, I think, tile-up store. So that it's large enough to handle two different types of businesses in there. So, we're moving right along, and it's going to help all of Rockingham County, and especially the western side of the county. So looking good for that. Also, we are now officially started on the project in the river. They're working on the intakes as we speak right now. These are new intakes. The old ones went in when they put the dam in, and they have never been replaced. Mm-hmm. So this will enhance our ability to draw water out of the river and increase our output because we also did our intakes at the water plant. So now we've done a front door, back door on this thing and got it looking good to where used to be the town put out 1.3 million gallons of water per day. We could surge up to 1.6, but only sustain that for about a week or two. Now we can go up to 2.5 million gallons per day.
Oh, wow.
So that goes hand in hand with housing coming in because you have to think about that with increased housing, with increased businesses. Mm-hmm. And then you tie that with Mayodan so we can push water out towards the county to other businesses that may go in that direction. So, and we took the chlorine out of our water. People don't realize that it's been out since, Lord, I think we took that out last summer. Mm-hmm. And so now, because Mayodan didn't have it, and sometimes our water has to go to a combination of our waters has to go to other people. So we want to make sure we're in compliance with being standardized there.
Mm-hmm, sure. Yeah.
So in any case, we have now started on the river. That was phase 3 of this is operation. So stage A, phase 3 of that was to begin the process of the intake. They're down in the river working on that now. So everyone that is going down there to use the river to kayak or canoe, just be mindful that on the other side of the dam, on the far side, just don't be going over in that direction. Mm-hmm. I can't overemphasize this. Do not be going over. Don't stick your head in the water. Don't go messing around with that over there because that's where those intakes are going in, and that suction will pull you underwater right there.
Oh, yeah.
So, And we got signs up down that says, don't go over there. So that's happening. The permits are done. My project manager is meeting with the railroad. Assuming that, and COVID is still controlling a lot of things, and I've said September is when we want to start, really late September, on putting the weirs in so that everyone gets as much use out of the summer for the river as possible. But if this governor doesn't let us get through and move on to stage 3 or phase 3 of his COVID-19 process, it may delay us because that means the federal and the state guys can't go and congregate in the river to do this job. So we're all I'm going to Raleigh on August the 12th to meet with Senator Berger's office and his staff and some others down there, Parks and Recreation, to get a better feel for, and the state guys as well, from the fishing wildlife guys, to get a better feel for, can we, look at feasibly starting, given the COVID constraints, can we feasibly get started in September?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, but right now, everything is on timeline.
Good, and that is good news. So, see, we are in phase 3 with the river project.
Yeah, we're in phase 3, stage A. Stage B is going to be is a 2-part stage that is doing the weirs, and then the outtake area there at 704, and then stage C of phase 3 is to come back and then do the park piece of it at Lindsay Bridge. Once they redo the bridge, the Lindsay Bridge itself, once the state redoes it, I don't want to go in and put all the effort and everything into this park, and then the state come in with the bridge and it gets all torn up.
No.
So But I said, let's just do the weirs. Let's go down and do the outtake in 704, and then come back once they finish the bridge, and then we'll do the park piece.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So,
all right, all coming together, and won't that be nice when it's all finished? Oh, that's going to be great.
Well, it's great, and just to give you an example, we backed the both Med and because we jointly support the rec department, backed them up on starting up a river business, taking people down, and dropping them off and picking them up and renting, gear and stuff for going down the river.
Yeah.
Well, the gear cost them $941. Guess how much they made last month?
A lot more than that, probably.
Just over $8,000.
Oh, wow.
That's a nice profit. That's a nice profit.
That's a good
Taking
turn.
Away the 940. Yeah, it's a great return.
But the traffic, the people love that Mad Town Tubing, don't they?
Yes, they do. And and Lee has just done a just phenomenal job since taking over down there. He's young, he's energetic, he's got great ideas. And he's just moving forward. I like what he's doing.
I do too.
So, and that adds a new touch right in there. So, I keep saying it. We become a destination, not just for Madison, but for the county, for the western side of the county. With what Lee's now doing for recreation, what we can do at Ferris Park, what we can do at Mayo River State Park, what we can do, which will soon be the Lindsay water park area down at Lindsay Bridge. We become a destination.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Making it happen, and that certainly helps get people into the area as they're looking at amenities like that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'd like to see. I know Shiloh Airport. I mean, my vision is seeing people fly into Shiloh Airport.
Mm-hmm.
And they come in. We just need to get a hotel on this side where they can fly in. They can go to the Parkway. They can go to Ferris Park and do biking. They can go down the river. They can go play golf. We become a nice recreational area here. Because Greensboro doesn't have what we got going on right here.
That's exactly right.
We just don't.
Yeah. Well, one of the things in the Mayodan Town Council meeting last night, they're extending that already popular mountain bike trail by 5 miles. I mean, that just gets better and better.
Outstanding. That's outstanding. Love the outdoors, and you just be careful how much you stay out there in the next 7 days, because it's supposed to be in the upper 90s, so it's about that same amount of humidity going on. So drink plenty of fluids and whatever you do.
That's exactly right. Yeah, so, stay hydrated. Okay.
Yep, but I think we're moving right along for all of us right here, and as well as Stonewall. I don't want to forget about it, because Stonewall's got some great things going up there too with their hiking trails and park, and they've got a river access. It's up that way too for the Mayo River. So I just remember growing up, I spent the majority of my youth with a good friend of mine. He's now passed, David Vaughn. We used to spend, I think, every Saturday down on the Mayo River fishing, and my dad would take us down there. So I mean, just down to the falls, and if I wasn't catching anything, I just laid down in the falls and cooled off.
Well, we all didn't have that friendship in growing up like you did, but certainly did hang out at Webster's store a lot. I remember those days when I first came here, for sure.
Yeah. So it's a great community to live in. I mean, I keep talking about to the county and to economic development. We got plenty of water. We got low tax rates, low water rates, and I said, and we got great recreation. I said our only critical vulnerability right now is that we don't have enough housing. So, but that's starting to take shape.
Mm-hmm. Good.
So I envision, in the next 5 years, you're going to see a lot more housing and the population increase in this area.
All right, good things, that's for sure. All right, Mayor. Well, thank you for that.
Well, you're most welcome. I think that's pretty much it right there for today.
Okay.
It's ended on a positive note.
Sure.
We're doing well.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your update, as always. Thank you for that. Always good to talk to you, and we will talk to you next month, the day before you go to Raleigh. We may flip that around and reschedule that, so it'll be right after your Raleigh trip. We'll look at our calendars.
Yeah. We'll do that, real quick before I go, thank you to the sponsor.